we're in Victoria. So we flew to Victoria.
Hey everyone, it is Sunday, June 12th. The time is 2 p.m. and the temperature right now is around 19 degrees Celsius. And I'm here walking south along the east side of Yonge Street. And a few blocks south of here is the intersection of Yonge and St Clair. And for this one, I'll be heading south down to the intersection of Yonge and Bloor. And that'll take us from Midtown to the northern end of downtown. And there goes a Line 1 shuttle bus. And for what feels like the 10 billionth time this year, the subway is closed north of St. Clair on Line 1 this weekend. Although according to the TTC website, this is the last it'll happen in June. Although I find that a bit hard to believe. So to get here, I had to hop on one of the southbound shuttle buses at Yonge and Eglinton. And it let me off right at Yonge and St. Clair. And we'll be heading into the Summerhill neighborhood, as per that sign there, which is just to the south of here. This is currently Deer Park. And if the forecast is to be believed, we'll be getting thunderstorms in a couple of hours. Although you wouldn't know it based on how nice it is right now. The skies are relatively not looking like they're threatening rain. I was about to say relatively clear, and then I looked up and saw a bunch of clouds. And there's a notice here to redevelopment this plot of land. The number of towers, 13, 27, 39, and 44 stories. There's some interesting art on the wall here. Last year, I remember this space being turned into an outdoor patio on some weekends. It looks like construction on 1 Delisle is well underway. That'll be a condo building going up right on that corner right there. And I'm guessing this thing here is for Pride Month. This is right in front of a Loblaw supermarket. It looks neat, but it can't be very good for the environment when they just discard all these. I feel like those foam tubes you might see in a swimming pool. And this is Yonge and St. Clair just up ahead, and just on the left is St. Clair subway station. And it looks like I have an officer overriding the traffic signals. And that's probably to allow all the shuttle buses to clear through here as they're turning onto Yonge Street just south of here. There's the look east along St. Clair towards the subway station. I'm just going to cross over to the other side of the street. So the southbound buses turn east here onto St. Clair, and they stop in front of the station, and then they loop around into the bus bays, and then they pick up their passengers and head north. So you can get on the subway south of here. As that cyclist blatantly runs a red and gets in the way of that bus. And here's some restaurants participating in Cafe TO. And their presence, I think, has pushed the bike lane out a bit further. And it was in April of last year that City Council approved these temporary bike lanes, although they only stretch between Davisville to the north and Bloor to the south. And believe it or not, there's been a lot of local opposition to them in this area. With many residents from Deer Park and the neighboring Summerhill and Rosedale neighborhoods complaining about them. I think that's kind of peak NIMBYism, complaining about bike lanes on a major corridor which has a subway line underneath it. Fortunately, earlier this year, City Council voted to extend the program to at least January of 2023, at which point I think they'll have to vote on it again. And their main arguments against the bike lanes are that Yonge Street's become too congested, there's a lack of street parking, they cite dangerous sight lines, as well as increased EMS and attendant care respondent times. Although I think most of that has been refuted, which is why City Council voted overwhelmingly to approve the extension of the bike lanes. And here's a restaurant that hasn't fully set up their sidewalk patio. And new this year, restaurants can now get a grant of up to $7,500 to cover half of their expenses regarding their outdoor patio setups. There's been some talk in the media and on Reddit about how ugly some of these sidewalk patios are. As restaurants do have to invest with their own money to spruce them up. And given the fact that, again, there's so much opposition against them, these restaurants that have really struggled to survive over the last few years are kind of hesitant to invest in something that might get pulled out from underneath them at any time. There's a good job. Let's block the entire crossing there. Let's make a turn, even though they could clearly see if they stood or if they just waited behind it. Probably a driver opposed to these pesky bike lanes. There's the home office of Cineplex Entertainment. And actually, I think that last intersection there, they're going to be installing left turn lanes. And look, they've already got them in. And that was done to address some of the issues regarding the bike lanes, creating traffic snarls. And there's a couple more intersections along this stretch where left turn lanes have been installed. Here's one, though I don't know if this was here when the bike lanes originally appeared. I think the one just behind me kind of popped up over the last year. So City Council has been reactive to some of the concerns.
Wasn't it at the back here?
And here's a Domino's hack for you. Medium 4-topping pizza at $10.99, and you'll find that on the app in the coupon section. But a medium pan pizza with 2 toppings is $11.99. But if you order the regular 4-topping medium and upgrade it to a pan pizza, you'll have a 4-topping pan medium pizza for $11.99. So same price as their 2-topping deal, but you get 2 extra toppings. Entire building for lease. And just on the left is Shaftesbury Avenue. And that'll lead you towards Summerhill subway station. I think that left turn lane was not in when the bike lanes were installed. And just beyond that is the North Toronto Rail Station. That's currently home to an LCBO liquor store.
Sure. I've never been in here.
And that served the CP rail line and operated as a commuter rail station between 1916 and 1930. It then opened again briefly about 10 years later as there was a royal visit in town. I think the Great Depression, along with the opening of Union Station, sort of led to its demise. So even though it was short-lived, I think we're quite glad it was built. That really is the premier liquor store in the city. It's nice and cool under here. I don't really blame them for setting up shop here.
Yeah, that's why.
There's a look at the old rail station. There's a popular restaurant across the street called Tironi. That's one of the better rooftop patios in the city. Might not look it from here, but it's quite good. And this building on the right used to be a Staples. They relocated up to Yonge and Eglinton. I think this facade will be preserved and it'll get turned into what else but a condo. "66 units, almost 16,000 square meters of residential and 1,500 square meters of retail." There's an elevated bus boarding platform. That would be for the 97 bus. I got curious on the bus on my way down here. I looked up to see the first time I ever did this route on this channel, and that was back in April of 2019. And that was back when my videos were of the silent variety.
Almost 18 months.
Now, can I just swap in here really quickly?
And here's Roxborough. There's another one of those left-hand turn lanes that was added.
restaurant.
And coming up just on the left is Crescent Road, and that'll lead you into the heart of the Rosedale neighborhood. And that's where you'll find Rosedale subway station. And on the right here is Ramsden Park. And there appears to be some kind of fair going on. I was just going to take a quick peek. I was not aware this is here, nor do I know what it is.
Benign.
That dog that just walked by looked like a doodle. Looks like it might be an art fair.
Yes.
Very lucky. Mean to happen.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty neat. I'm really just passing through. Sorry if the camera moved a little quickly past those. It looks like there's some kind of cleanup crew just up ahead here.
Another reason is there's a ball.
I think in total this is probably the most recorded stretch on this channel. Although that's due to the fact that I'm often whipping through here on my bike or e-scooter. I don't think I've walked this stretch in a video for quite a while. And those really tall towers straight ahead signify the northern end of downtown. There's the Canadian Tire, often lovingly referred to as crappy tire by Canadians. It's kind of a hybrid of a hardware and department store. And just on the right is the Masonic Temple. This would be the start of Davenport Road.
I always go from Oxford Avenue.
There's the look west along Davenport, and just on the other side of Yonge is the beginning of Church Street. That'll head east for a few blocks, then it'll start to turn south. And for the most part, we'll run parallel to Yonge Street. There's a look at the Masonic Temple, which was once home to MTV Canada, as well as the Mike Bullard Show. But for me, it's where I saw my first ever concert back in '96. It was a Foo Fighters show. I went back a few months later and saw the Gin Blossoms there. There's the Toronto Reference Library. It's very common to see that place full of people studying. And this is Yorkville Avenue, and that'll lead you into the heart of the Yorkville neighborhood. I'm just going to cross over to the other side of Yonge for the last few blocks of this one. There we go, 8 seconds. Make sure the bike lane's clear. Just here on the left, used to be a Tim Hortons right next to a Starbucks. Now, both establishments are long gone. There's Jack Astor's. And we have arrived at Yonge Bloor. And here's where you'll find the busiest subway station in the country, Bloor-Yonge Station. There's a look up at the future One Bloor West. And of course it's One Bloor East. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this one, heading south from just north of Yonge St Clair, down Yonge Street to here at the intersection of Yonge and Bloor. I'm going to record another one now. I'm not quite sure what, or where I'll start it from. Probably from here. Maybe I'll grab a cool beverage. And it looks like the rain has held off, at least for now. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and comments down below, and if you wish to support the channel, there's links to channel membership and Patreon in the description, as well as a link to my Instagram at Johnny Strides, and there's now a super thanks button appearing below each of these videos. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.